This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by State Farm Insurance.
Well, from the holiday shopping to the holiday traveling, the hustle and bustle of the season has us all on a little bit of edge.
Yeah, and it's especially easy to lose your cool when the person in front of you doesn't seem like they have anywhere they gotta be anytime soon. Maybe you found yourself riding just a little bit too close to their bumper.
Or whizzing by them looking more like the Grinch than greeting them with joy. Well, guess what? Consider yourself an aggressive driver.
As a matter of fact, it is all around us. According to a new survey from State Farm Insurance, 64% of drivers have experienced an act of aggressive driving from another person 6 times or more within the last 3 months. So joining us today to help us break the bad and dangerous habit of aggressive driving is State Farm Insurance agent Karen Davis of Salisbury. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome. Good morning.
A lot of us don't really realize what's entailed in aggressive driving. Could you help us understand that?
I can. Well, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which is where we get a lot of our information, aggressive driving can be speeding, changing lanes too quickly, and of course one of the biggest things is following too closely.
Right.
In today's weather conditions, with snow and ice and rain across the peninsula, it's a big deal to make sure that you're allowing enough distance between the car in front of you.
Yeah, so knowing those conditions is very, very important.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, there's a certain time of year when drivers maybe become a little more aggressive, isn't there?
There is, and of course, as we say, 'tis the season. And unfortunately, a third of drivers drive more aggressively during this time of year than any other time of year.
Oh my goodness.
A little bit of stress and not planning properly is creating that situation.
Are there certain situations that encourage aggressive driving?
There are some avoidable and some unavoidable situations. Traffic jams, road closures, which are things that you can't prepare for, and we'd say just take a deep breath and try to work through them.
Right.
But things that you can do, running late, make sure that you allow enough time. We'll leave the house, we know we need to be somewhere in 15 minutes, we allow ourselves 5. And of course, being tired, we're staying up late doing things. Make sure that you are getting proper sleep and not getting behind the wheel when you shouldn't be.
All right, let's talk about who is driving more aggressively than others. Is there a certain age group that maybe engages in aggressive driving more so than others?
There are, and what we have found are that younger drivers, ages 18 to 29, about a third of those drivers are driving aggressively. Middle-aged drivers, about 28% of those, and parents. And we were talking about parents earlier. We don't know if it's because the kids are driving us crazy in the car, or it's just because we're pulled so thin that we're creating those unavoidable or those avoidable situations where we're running behind and that kind of thing.
Right.
But the jokes have run rampant for years. So which is it? Who's the most aggressive driver? Is it men or is it women?
Jimmy, you know the answer to this.
I do, but I didn't want to admit it.
It's most certainly is men. 54% of men are more likely to drive aggressive, whereas only 9% of women are more likely to drive aggressive.
All right, you heard that, Jimmy. Okay,
I got it. Thank you.
We have a problem. Let's find a solution. So what can we do to reduce aggressive driving?
Well, really what we need to do is, like we talked about, understand the road conditions before you're going out. Create your attitude before you leave the house. Emotions and behavior are driving factors behind the aggressiveness. Avoid tailgating. Give yourself enough space to the car in front of you. If someone wants to pass, let them. Don't try to drive in the left lane. Get over. Let them go by, because it's very annoying to have somebody right behind you.
And I can't lay on the horn?
No.
Oh.
I was going to say no New York driving here in Salisbury. The taxis are up there for a reason.
Yeah.
Let's leave the horn alone. You only use it in cases of emergency.
Okay, if there's a deer.
If there's a deer, you could blow the horn. So.
Karen Davis, State Farm Insurance, thank you so much.
You're
Wonderful
welcome.
information this afternoon.
And hopefully you find more peace and joy on our highways. And if you'd like to know more about the survey conducted by State Farm Insurance, or for more information on how you can stop aggressive driving, go to delmarvalife.com. Or your holiday travels might take you to grandmother's house for a traditional Christmas meal.
So what is tradition in your family? We're going to find out what families around the world and here in the United States put out on the table every year.
Plus, if your meal consists of the traditional roasted turkey, which is better, fresh or frozen. We do a little taste test, plus learn a simple formula to figure out how much turkey you'll need to be sure everyone has a full tummy when they leave the dinner table.
And from your kitchen to our kitchen, we're going to learn how to make a few simple holiday dishes that'll provide your table with both the sweet and the savory. But first, we just learned how to break the habit of aggressive driving. Dr. Oz has more on how we can break other unhealthy habits as we look ahead to 2014.
New Year's resolutions are terrific, but they're so tough to carry out. Why? A chemical called dopamine teaches your brain what you crave and then drives you to get it, whether it's good for you or not. You've got to reset your dopamine cycles. Your insula, your craving center of the brain, only hears eat donuts, even when you say don't eat donuts. So don't say don't. Replace that negative with a healthy behavior, such as eat a handful of nuts. And write down 3 reasons why you're breaking your bad habit and carry them with you every day. Enlist the help of a professional, like a nutritionist if you're addicted to unhealthy foods. And find a buddy you can talk to who can really help you stay on track. Don't forget to reward yourself for doing well. This year, say goodbye to those really bad habits for good.